Okay, and thank you. And in the following, I'm going to show you the contract management application. So it's powered by eBA. So as you know, in the previous session, like eBA is a web-based system, and also it has the capability to integrate with other ERP systems, as Kevin mentioned in a couple minutes ago. And right here, you can see we integrate eBA with Acumatica ERP by using the web service API. And after I log into Acumatica, my Acumatica environment, one second, and then I can run eBA on the same screen of Acumatica. Excuse me. One second. Okay, there we go. So after I log into my Acumatica environment, I can, first of all, on the left, we can see the workspaces of Acumatica, and also we can connect to our system in the same screen, like eBA. We can open this within the Acumatica, and I can log in my user account, and on the left, you can connect to the workspaces of Acumatica and then manage eBA on your right. And today we will get into the contract management application. So I will show you how this application helps you to manage the contracts with your partner or with your customer, and how the system save it and help you to generate the contract as well. So going back to the page, as eBA work as a standalone solution. So after I log in, I can find all the pending tasks and also the request for approval on this home screen, like the contract management process. It is waiting for my approval, so I can get a quick connection and review the application or the request before I approve or rejecting it. So this is a also permission-based system. So as for all the applications in eBA, including the contract management, you can do and you can see what you're supposed to do based on the permission that are granted to your account. So different users have different permission settings based on your role, position, profession, department, and group. As now I log in as the admin so that I have the full control of the system. And right here, we can get into the contract management application and then start managing the contracts that we have for our partners or for our customers. And as for all the applications that we have in eBA, there are two sides. First of all is the form, and the other side is the workflow. The workflow can be straightforward or can be in detail, as you can see on the screen. As for the form and also the workflow, they are not constant. They are not static in our system. We can always update it based on the actual operations of your company, like the workflow, how you want to manage it, who should approve it. We can always update it based on the actual operation of yours, and also as for the form design as well. The information that you will save for managing the contract or for recording in the system, all the labels and fields can be updated based upon your preference. And first of all, right here, this is the form side, and before we have to file and fill in all the mandatory fields before we put this into the workflow. So first of all, we can pick and choose what is the contract type that we are uploading or managing by using this application. So there are three types, like signed, template, and new document. It means the first one, signed, meaning we upload a document, a contract, which has already been signed. and we are uploading this into our system and connect with the particular partner information. And as for the second option, like a template, we are going to use the contract template that we have prepared in eBA. So that will be your contract in your format, and we map all the information that you enter in this application into this template and create a new contract. After that, we will send this to the partners or customer for signing. And at last, we are starting from the scratch as we are creating a template by using this application. So first of all, let me show you, like if we receive a signed contract and it is a PDF file, how we can manage and connect with the partners or customer information that we enter in this application. So first of all, we choose the form type, and then we can pick and choose the vendor or partner or customer ID. Those are coming from Acumatica ERP. So we can pick and choose the one that we have in the system. And then right here, we have all the information that's pulled from the Acumatica ERP automatically. So you don't have to enter it one by one, like the name, email, and instead, those will be filled automatically. And as eBA works as a standalone in this application, then you will save all this information in the database of eBA instead of Acumatica ERP. And right here, you can also pick and choose if this contract related to any purchase order, then we can also pick and choose the purchase order from a list. And all this purchase order information, they are coming from the system. But now we do not have any purchase orders created in the ERP system, Acumatica ERP. So there's no records can be found and connected with. So right here, we can set up, we can enter the setup date of this contract and also the activation date of this contract as well, and also the expiration date. By using the contract management application, you can also like set up the reminder that the system sends a reminder to you or notification to you in terms of renewing, in terms of the contract renewal. So it's helped you to make sure your contract will not expire and interrupt your production or your purchasing. As for this setup, like a reminder and days before, we will receive a notification coming from this application to your email inbox regarding the expiration of your contract 7 days before it's expired. You can also pick and choose the contract type of this particular contract, like if it is NDA, if it is a service agreement or partnership agreement, and all these items that you see in this drop-down list, they are configurable, meaning you can always add, edit, or delete the items in this drop-down list in order to make sure it has the best fit items for recording or for defining the contract type. So saying this is an agreement, and then we can also enter the contract amount. So please keep in mind, in this scenario, what I'm now managing is we have already sent out the contract. We prepare a contract, and the vendor has already signed it. What we are doing is we are entering the information that we have on our contract and record them in and record it digitally. And then we can add the explanation that we have in the contract, and if there's any penalty and warranty, tax liability it is involved, we can also upload it right here. As we mark this as yes, then you will see the fields for us to enter the penalty amount, for example. And right here, one more time, as what you see in this application, all the fields and the design, it is not fixed. Maybe while you're managing your contract, you don't need to record any penalty. So can we hide this or can we get rid of this part? Yes, we can always update our form design by using our Workflow Studio. As we now enter all the information based on the contract that we have on hand or a scanned document, then we can upload the signed contract as an attachment to this record. So we can browse our local, or we can scan the document and put this as an attachment. And in this request, so saying we have assigned the contract, and then we can upload it to the system, to this application. And right here, now you see the attachment is now attached. And if there's any supporting documents that you want to upload, you are more than welcome to do so as well, like any meeting recording, for example, or meeting minutes. So those can be attached and supporting documents to this record. And as for the attachment that you upload to the system, you're more than welcome to reveal them in the built-in browser of eBA. So you don't need any other software or application to read the document, and instead those will be shown in this built-in browser. We also call it the Bimser viewer. So after reviewing it, make sure we upload the correct contract, then we can send this out as all the information they are ready in this application, so that we can put this into the workflow. And again, we go back to the workflow, as they might be a little small, but right here, depending on the contract type, then we will send this to the associate approver, like the head of the purchase department in this example. So now we can send and prepare our contract, and then what you will see is the flow history page that shows you the status of your request. And this is the audit, also the audit trail that helps you to keep tracking the status of your request with the name, the username, is position in this workflow, or its role in this workflow, and also the date and time that you sent out this particular request. As you now see, you may find that we are waiting for Mike, his approval. So as the admin, I have the privilege to switch between different user accounts. As for the regular user, they're not allowed to do so. And in this demonstration, I'm going to log in as the approver, and I can find the approval request on my home screen, so that I can open this up as for review and make sure should we approve or return this request to the requester. You will see the exact same data that we have entered in while we are filing our request, like the name, the ID, and also the address, also the amount, or the penalty. And if we want to add any comments, you're more than welcome to do so, like saying looks good. Okay. And then after reviewing it, also we can open the attachment, like the signed contract, and reveal all the information in order to make sure there's no other typo, for example, or any other a mismatch between the application, the information that we enter in the application, and the content in the contract. And once it is ready, then we can send this out and put this into the next step in our workflow. As we approve it based on the workflow, how we designed it, it will be sent to the next approver, which is Ashley in this example, who is in the finance department. Again, this is the audit trail that helps you to keep tracking the status, how it is going. As like Mike now approved the request, and then it is now waiting for Ashley review and approve. So I can log in back as myself. And then I'm going to log in as Ashley in order to show you the whole process, how we can manage the contract by using the contract management module application. And right here, we have another request. We can get a quick connection from the home screen. As you can see from the date and also the time, this is exactly the one that we just filed. We can open this up in our system and start reviewing them. And if you notice, there's more than one request it is pending for approval, meaning you don't have to wait your the whole process complete in order to file a new request. And instead, you can file as many as we want to and put this into the workflow, because as for every single request, it is a new process in our system. So you don't have to wait anything in order to file a new request. So right here, we can see the information that we have entered. Again, the same ID, same name, address, the amount, and also the penalty condition for this contract that we want to save in the system. And also you can find the explanation or the comments from the other users or approver as well. Like as for Mike, it's recorded with the date and time and also the his comment right here. I also showed you the approval process, like how it is going in terms of this request for managing this request. You can see the username and its title and also the date and time that they reply or take action to this request. And as the approver, like as Ashley, I'm the finance department responsible person or approver, I can review it, the contract again. So this is another way to verify all those information they are ready and they are accurate in this application. Then we can approve it and add this signed document into the archive of the system. As you now see in this flow history page, the system just saved the workflow is completed, and this contract is now saved into the archive of eBA, meaning in the archive of the contract management application. Then we can switch back to our own account, the admin account, and come back to the contract management application. As I said, like right here, we have an archive, so showed you all the contracts that we have proceeded or that we have processed, that we have handled in our system. So this is the latest one. You can tell from the name, and I can open this one and see all the information that we have entered in our form. So this is how we create our request and keep tracking the status of it. As it is now is finished, so it so right here we can also see Ashley approve it at the last approver. We can also open the flow history page of this request, put this on the screen, and then see if the process is completed or not. And right here in the archive, we can also find the signed contract archive, like all the signed contract that we have uploaded in the system. And this is the one that we have just upload as the form type is signed. And this is the contract that we upload to the system with the signature on it. And all this information will be shown in this contract. And if you remember now, if once the contract is going to expire in our request, we will receive the notification 7 days before it's expired. So we can also see the reminder day. So you have the option to choose if we want to have a month before the expire or 5. Those are different records that we have in our system. And the system will automatically send the notification to you. So you don't have to write it on your calendar or drop a memo and put this on your desk or on your desktop of your computer. No, you don't have to. By using the contract management application, it's helped you to manage the reminder automatically. And as I mentioned, what I have done minutes ago is how we upload a signed contract, meaning we have the contract ready, and we just want to connect it with the partner information in eBA by using this application. And now we can create a new template, meaning we want the system to help us to create a contract. And then we can choose the form type as template. And then we can pick and choose the partner name or customer name in the system. So you can pick and choose them from a list. And then we can enter the rest of the information like the activation date and also like the expiry date as well. So saying April 10th, and then the contract type saying now it is a service agreement, and then I'm going to do it quickly, like as I have just shown you this, and I'm just repeating myself here, but I want to show you is once all this information ready, how the system helped you to manage and create a template create a contract automatically. And as we can enter the warranty and also the tax liability here. And one more thing I want to mention here before generating the contract is we can put the ratio and the system will calculate the tax amount for you automatically. So you don't have to do any calculation by using this application. And instead, those will be performed by this application automatically. So it helps you, first of all, save your time. Like you don't need a calculator, you don't need to do the calculation in your head. And also it helps you to minimize the human error as well. Because while you're doing the calculation, especially with the decimal, it's not easy to do so, I must say. So the system helps you to do the calculation for you, so you don't have to do that by yourself. And once it is ready, then we can add our template. Or if there's any supporting documents that you want to attach, you can attach it right here. After that, all this information will be sent into the template and create a contract. If you notice, there's one button less at the bottom because we are not updating a signed contract, and instead we want to create a contract. And then we can now get into the next step. And the system is now creating the contract for you. So you receive at the bottom, you see now it is waiting for your approval. So right here at the bottom, now we can find a contract is generated by the system automatically. So we can open this one and start reviewing if all the information are recorded in this contract. And actually, there should be nothing missed in the contract that the system generates. But anyway, you have the capability to review the contract that is created and make sure there's nothing missed. So now the system is getting us the contract, putting this in the built-in browser, so we can open the browser and then start reviewing the contract that is just created. For example, business hardware is the party's name, like that can be our partner or customer. And right here, business hardware. Okay, now it is ready. And then we can keep scrolling down, agree on the document type, service agreement. Again, in our application, it is what we have just selected. And right here, we can also find the phone number. It is applied it automatically without the signature because we are going to send this to the vendor for or partner or customer for signing this. And at last, we will upload the signed contract. But what I want to show you right here is all this information that you selected on the form side. Those will be shown in this, will be fed and map with the template that we update and generate a contract for you automatically. So you don't have to go through step by step, and instead we have the mapping between the template and the application. So the system can help you to manage this contract automatically. And on the top, you have the option to choose if you want to change any information and create a new contract or make some update in the automatic created contract, or we can send this into the workflow for approval. And in this example, we are going to send this out, and this will be sent to the head of the purchase department, Yuri and Adriana. So as the admin, I can go to their account, and we need both of them approval based on the workflow that we have in the system. So once they review it, then we will take the similar step as we will sign the contract and then get the approval and save in an archive of the system. And as for the this contract management application, in order to help you to manage all the items and all the information that you can see in the in this application, we also set up the parameters here. Of course, it is permission-based. Not everyone can change the parameters of this application. For example, like in the contract type, if you want to delete or add some more options in the drop-down list, you can come to this parameters page and add more contract type into this application. And same thing for the approvers, like the information that you want to record it in the system, then you can also manage it in this particular parameters fields. Like remember the finance department, we want to have this person as the approver. But what if I want to add someone, some more users in the approval flow? Then we can come to this page in order to add some more person into the workflow. And right here, we also have the customization map that helped you to manage if you want to receive the send an email to the vendor, and if you want to want this application to integrate with Acumatica, meaning sending the signed contract into the record that we have in Acumatica ERP. And then if you want to integrate the information of the purchase order and vendor, those are optional in these parameters as well. So you can see how flexible this application is that allows you to manage your contract. It can be coming, you can manage it from the scratch, or you can take it like in the midway, like receiving the signed contract and then upload it to the system. And then last thing I want to show you is going back to the Acumatica ERP page. Then we can go to our vendor information, as we can find all our vendor. And if you notice, once we have the workflow finish in this particular vendor ID, like and this name, Asita Systems, then you can on the top find the files and also the contract that we have uploaded to this vendor. So the, meaning the system, this application is integrated with Acumatica. First of all, they can work on the same page, and also the system pull and push the data from eBA and Acumatica ERP system. It's come to the end of my demonstration. Thank you very much.
Sam, thank you very much for the demonstration. Much appreciated. Let me take over the screen as we go into the Q&A session, and then we can address some of the questions that we have been receiving. For example, one of the questions that we got is about vendors, about contract types. So the way that we actually position this application is from vendor contract management point of view with regards to Acumatica ERP integrations. And the question is, can this application be able to, can this application also be handling other types of contracts as well? Do we have a limit in that one?
Oh, no, there's no limit. So actually, if you want to manage the contract for your partner or your customer, and we can have this application to manage the contracts for different parties.
So any type of contract we can manage, you can manage
Yep.
actually on this application built on eBA platform. Another question is about the workflow. So you showed a pretty complex workflow in your demonstration. Is it possible to update these based on our company requirements and hierarchy?
Yes, absolutely. As for the workflow, it is not static in the system. So based on your hierarchy and also your actual operation for managing the contract, you can always update the workflow by using the Workflow Studio that we have. And the Workflow Studio is the tool that we design the form and also manage the workflow.
Okay, great. Great. One of the questions about supported documents. We have more supported documents than you demonstrated. Can we add more? The answer is yes, actually. Maybe I can just jump in here. Yes, we can add more buttons or more document attachment options. To the application.
Yes, correct. Yep, and also in terms of the number of supporting documents that you want to attach in your application or in your request, you're more than welcome to do so, meaning you can upload more than one supporting document in one request.
Okay, great. Let me see if we have any other questions coming from Zoom or coming from YouTube. I'm checking my list as to the check box. Okay, yeah, looks good. It looks like we answered all the questions. I'm receiving some questions about other functionalities. We talked about those. We talked about security already in the previous session. So we have unique username, password, as well as audit trail. Encryption is also an option as a security feature. We have notifications, reminders. Multi-factor authentication is another one as for security features. So we talk about them in detail in our previous session, but it always was mentioned about security, which is a very important part of remote work activities. That is for sure. Okay, great. Looks like we addressed all the questions. So before we end this session in our virtual annual summit, Bircan, is there anything that you'd like to add, or anyone from NetSuite team that you'd like to add anything, share anything before we end this session and start the next one?
Thank you, Kevin and Sam again. We are here anytime you need, anytime you have any inquiries or questions. As I also mentioned during our presentation, you can fill in the demo request form from our website or directly email us, and we will be more than happy to get in contact with you and discuss further for your requirements.
Great, thank you very much, Bircan. Much appreciated. I also like to thank Team NetSuite. They created contract manager application as well as CRMS application. They are experts in eBA development applications and projects. They are very knowledgeable. They have hands-on experience, years of experience in many different projects in different sizes. Also large projects as well. So they also are experienced in many different verticals as well, many different industries. So they are a really important part of Bimser channel partner ecosystem. I'm glad that they joined today's SYNERGIZE 2021 annual virtual summit. Thank you for your contribution to our ecosystem and appreciate it. Thank you. So we are looking forward to working very closely with Team NetSuite also in coming days, coming months, and for many years. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, if you'd like to schedule any demo meeting with Team NetSuite, Bircan, if you can share your email address in the chat box, that'd be great. Also, you can always, of course, send me an email and I can help you get in touch with NetSuite as well. in terms of contract manager, PRMS, partner relationship management, solution application, and any eBA-based application development solutions. We can always work with Team Microsoft together. So much appreciated. Thank you very much, Gülcan and Team Microsoft, as always. Appreciate it.